that's, the last few years they've been wanting that kind of solutions. But last year it was technology to the edge, and this year it's power to the edge. So it changes every year. So you have to, have contacts in the government who are going to let you know what this year's pithy phrase is. Or if you're really good, you come up with this year's pithy phrase. You convince somebody that, gee, this should be this year's pithy phrase, and then go from there. But, okay, so it's probably not 20 minutes, but that's, any questions? That wasn't 20 minutes?
That was great.
All right.
No, you just telling
But anyway, if you have questions, I'd be happy to answer them, because there could be things I haven't thought of. Yeah.
What's the best way to get your resume noted at Lockheed Martin?
At Lockheed Martin, one way is to make contacts with folks like me and Kate. Another way is they have a system where you can go to their website and just put it in.
Yeah, I've done that, and it just sort of...
They prefer you to do that. There's very little... HR is a very strong institution.
Well, the problem with Lockheed Martin is it's really large. There's 120, well, there was 125,000 when they acquired us 2 years ago. So it's really... getting your, right now is a good time for information security. Oh, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Right now is a great time for information security because Lockheed Martin is pushing towards getting into the information security realm more before, so I think of information assurance, which is not quite information security. It's kind of information security plus some high-level stuff, which is called information assurance. And they're just starting a big initiative where everybody in Lockheed Martin is trying to grab their piece of the information assurance pie. So if you can get in, how do you feel about where would you like to live, here or...
No, not here. Well, actually, I'm at Iowa State University. I'm getting my master's in information assurance and computer engineering.
Okay.
And I have a Navy background and a clearance.
Oh,
it's sort of like I'm going, hello.
Yeah.
Okay. And no one's...
Where do you live, did you say?
Well, right now I live in Iowa, but that's only because...
You can get to the D.C. area. They have these power dinners all the time where they ask clear people to come in. Okay. They're advertising on the radio. I mean, it's just...
Well, just not in Iowa.
I know, that's the problem. But here in the D.C. area at all, they have these dinners, and Lockheed Martin people, managers rotate through these. It's just looking for people.
Well, I've even
grabbing
gone
resumes.
the career fair, and I've applied online to Lockheed Martin, and it's
they prefer you to go through online. Like I said, the HR people in Lockheed Martin are a particularly powerful institution. So they do not, other than VPs who might say, I have a friend or somebody I worked with in the Air Force. A lot of it is through online.
I'm from San Diego, and we actually there prefer word of mouth. And here's this really smart person I know who would be really good for this position. But that's, we were only recently acquired, so.
That's the culture.
We haven't been,
There's been a lot of talk the last couple of months about women in science and engineering and technology field. And, I think the question is probably directed more to Dr. Cherry in the sense of when you're doing training, development, and mentoring, you at Lockheed Martin have anything that specifically is geared towards women, or what are some of the insights about the culture for women?
Actually, in our group, what we found, we kind of did a demographic study on who was staying around the longest, who was leaving the quickest. The group that we really found was our weakest spot was African American males left the quickest. It's like, I don't know what that was about, but women have the Women's Network.
And I know
it's there.
There's an initiative this year to become more diverse in Lockheed Martin, and that includes women, promoting women in the business place. So this would be a good year to get into Lockheed Martin. Yeah.
So on the topic of clearances, how many is clearance required for most jobs?
Yes.
Or?
Yeah, right now we have a program where if you're not quite cleared, you sit around and do random tasks for
That's right. That's a good time to work on your masters. That's what people do. They finish up degrees. They finish up PhDs. They just knock them out. You get to be in control of yourself.
Right, and they'll pay you while you're doing it.
That's right. You can be online, just book it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just give a little bit, and then we have to be out of here by 1:15 or something.
Yeah, 11:20.
I'll just stay here at that. Okay, slightly different path. So we'll see. If you're thinking that you want to stay technical for the rest of your life, and you want to get as high as you can, because you'll get to a point in your life where the technical part is cool, but I really want to be controlling things, not because you're a power freak, but because you have these ideas you'd like to see them followed through on. There's something frustrating about having a good thought that dies in your hands because you don't have the clout to push it to the next level. So there's a couple things you can do. If you wanted to stay and go kind of to the top of a technical non-management track, you can do things. Right now I'm a chief technologist of information assurance. Wendy's a deputy chief technologist of information assurance. You can do things like that. You can become, when I was in CIA, we had roles like chief scientist, senior fellows. All of those are awards. You know, it's like having a title saying you've gotten to the top of your career, technical career in the corporate world. That means you don't really want to do any of the management thing. Now, if you want to do some management thing, then this is more specific to Lockheed Martin, but there'll be counterparts in any corporation. Then you want to think about things like being a CTO. Lockheed Martin's CTO probably had a bachelor's in engineering and then probably went more through the MBA to get that culminating degree. So just letting you see where the split starts to happen in the corporate world. CIOs, that's another one. Joe was probably engineering and then probably some kind of master's in business or something related to that. MIS, Management Information Systems, seems to be acceptable too if you want to go a higher degree, but you want to stay more in management. Technical directors, that's the thing we have in Lockheed Martin. We have things called lines of businesses, like the geospatial. We have people interested in the satellite world, and we have lines of business geared to that. So each of those will have a technical director that stays focused in that line of business. So, you know, if you have a wide breadth, you're an IT kind of person, you probably can pretty much fit into any of those lines of business. So there's something to think about. VPs, that would be the next level up. VP Schubert was the VP of engineering. He started out with, well, he's a Purdue graduate. Remember we had that talk. So Schubert, yes, you've got to pursue on that one. So, and he's now the VP of all the programs that are being run. So he overlooks the programs, and when he senses a program is going down the tubes, which is not any of our programs with NRO, oh no. But if another agency was having problems with us, he gets on top of that fast. So he's political and technical. But he's probably not the one writing the code. And he's probably not the one reading the books or going to RSA 2005. But he is probably trusting he has maintained his technical breadth so that when a technical person comes in and explains what the real issues are, he understands that. And that's key. If you want to get into management level and you want to keep that, you have to keep a breadth because you're going to be hit with things like Wendy said, all of a sudden you're going to be the expert in everything. And they're going to expect that from you. But you're going to have to trust your technical people to feed things up to you. So that's how that all works. People network, paramount. You just have to spend time doing that. I read someplace, if you're going to lunch by yourself, stop doing that. Grab somebody because there will be at least 2 or 3 minutes of some conversation about work.